Okay. Alright, nice. So maybe make this one, let's make it smaller. Okay, so what I did is I extracted another polygon from the high sheet, and we're just gonna start making some detail here. Maybe something that looks like vents, or maybe something that looks more like, you know, the indentations going on an incline up. You'll see what I mean. Add a connection in the middle. Whoops, not two, just one. It's just to make this this sort of detail. If I do turbo smooth, it's gonna look weird, so we need our control lines. So ring and connect 2 times. And we have our detail here. It's a little bit wobbly, so I'm going to try and make it sharper by connecting this too, and I can just slide this, make it completely sharp, or round it a little bit more. I think this is alright. However, one thing that we are going to do is make it plainer. And let's see how that looks. Okay, maybe I think that line in the middle is not doing very good. There you go. Let's make this detail skinnier, like this. Alright, and we have this detail right here. It's huge, and what I'm going to do is reduce it. Gonna make sure the pivot is in the center, and I'm going to do 45-degree angle with this guy. Yeah, 45 is enough. One thing that I want to do is reduce the outer side of this detail, just because how I'm going to utilize it. So I'm just gonna undo and make sure both sides are shrunk down as much as I can. Shrink them down. Okay. I'm just gonna put one to this side just in case I mess up, and we're going to do an angle of 45 degrees. Well, that's 50, 45, and now we're going to do this 3 times. Okay, and now we have this nice detail. So this is another set of detail that's going to get baked. I'm going to put it over here right next to this. And again, always there's a little bit of padding. I'm not leaving any padding in between these because this is supposed to be one detail. So whatever UV I put this is going to englobe all these four objects. That is why I'm not leaving any padding in between them. However, I am leaving padding between this the panel detail and the line. So I'm going to go into the front and make sure that is just floating right above. There you go. Okay, now if we look at it from the top view, you're going to see our detail starting to look nice. I'm gonna get rid of the grid for now, and I'm going to think a little bit of what extra detail do I want to add to this particular sheet. Okay, so the other detail that I thought about working in is a detail that's going to go on the vent that goes underneath the computer panel. So remember, we made that with geometry, but still there's nothing there. So I want to have some detail within it in case the user tries to look over there. It just looks really nice to have a lot of detail around a sci-fi object. So what I'm going to do is duplicate this object, isolate it, and I'm going to create a group of these in order to make a vent. So I'm going to try to make this look more like a vent object as opposed to what it is right now, which is just detail. So I think we just need sharpness on both sides. In this case, we don't need the middle line. I'm just gonna delete that, and we just need sharpness on here, here, and here. We don't need this anymore. I'm going to bring this side close together over here, and again try to make the exterior as closer as I can, because what I'm going to do is just group these. I think I'm missing something here. Yeah, I'm missing this control loop. Alright, so what we're gonna do is put them as close to each other as I can. And let's do, I don't know, let's try with 10. Make it smaller. And actually what I'm going to do, so I don't have a bunch of objects over there, is instead of doing that, I'm going to get rid of the turbo smooth for now. Make sure the pivot's in the center of the object. And I'm going to start bringing these out. $35, maybe that's a lot, but no, that's actually not a lot. So what I'm going to do is select all of these. Oh, we're in isolate mode, excellent. So because we're isolated, I can just select one, go to attach list, Control A, then Control A is select all, And we have all of these guys attached, and now I can just turbo smooth 2 times to make them sharp, and I don't have, you know, a bunch of objects over there. So what I can do is bring this over here, do 90 degrees. I think this is large enough for that lower bend. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the UV around this detail. Okay. Awesome. So we have vents, and now I'm going to create another detail for this. Okay, so this is another polygon that I extracted from our high trim sheet, and what I'm going to do is do something, just a small detail for things like the floor panels. You're gonna see in a minute what it is. It's not super hard or anything. It's just something like this. So we're gonna extrude this down, and the difference is we are going to actually, I think we, instead of extruding, let's bevel. And what I'm going to do with edge constraint is bring this up. And another thing that another thing that I want to do is maybe not bring it up, but actually just keep that bevel in, because it looks nice. The other thing that I'm going to do is just connect. That's okay, it doesn't matter how far they are. I'm still going to make them planar on the X. I just want to make sure that both are coming together symmetrically, so I'm just going to do this with my scale tool. Do this here and do this here and here. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to bridge. Actually, you know what? Instead of doing this loop, I'm going to do this. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to bridge. I'm going to cap these polygons. I'm going to add a loop here, so they're all quads. And actually, yeah, let's add a loop over there, so they're all quads. Let's see how this looks with turbo smooth. It's gonna look ugly because I don't have any control lines, but it's doing exactly what I want. Oh great, I'm missing one polygon here. There you go. Okay, now let's start adding the control lines. One here, here. Make sure these control lines are planar. Okay, we're having this pinching around that I'm not very fond of. So, what we are going to do is delete this and should take care of the pinching. And again, just very small detail to add to the floor later. Let me make sure. Everything seems to be looking good. Alright, let's put the detail work on the trim sheet. Make sure the pivot's in the center. Bring it over here. Okay, I want this detail to go in pairs. So let's give them a little bit of separation. Bring them down. Sure they're as close to trim sheet as possible. Okay. So we have our trim sheet ready. Yeah, I can say this is ready. I'm just gonna leave this space in case there are parts that I don't want to have normals. So I'll just place those parts here. And what we'll do is do the baking. So I'm going to do a little bit of baking right now. I'm going to go into Marmoset Toolbag, and I'm just going to bring both objects in, and I'll see you over there. Okay, before I forget, this object needs to be exported for baking. Marmoset Toolbag takes OBJ, FVX, so whichever software you're using, just export it over there. Make sure you're exporting all of your high poly models as one single FBX, so that way, actually I'm going to include that as an example in the files just so you can have that. And yeah, remember to export this, and also don't forget about your low poly, because that is what we're going to use to bake this trim sheet.